They say that bourbon can only be made in Kentucky, but this one comes from about as far away as you can get. Today's forecast is this Woodinville straight bourbon, aged 9 years from Woodinville Whiskey Company, based all the way in the Seattle area in Washington State. As is in the name, this is a 9-year-old bourbon and it's bottled right at 100 proof. The mash bill is a bit unique, built of 55% corn, 35% rye, and 10% malted barley, which means you can probably expect a little more spice than those classic Kentucky mash bills. Woodinville is a grain-to-glass craft distillery, and they use barrels that are seasoned for 24 months and then heavily toasted and lightly charred. And on top of that, their central Washington climate gives them hot summers and cold winters, which allows for a lot more of that expansion and contraction of the whiskey inside the barrel, not unlike the climate in central Kentucky. In fact, they've had bigger temperature ranges and swings than Kentucky has over the last few years. At an MSRP of $129.99, it's not exactly a budget bourbon, but is it worth one keeping on your radar? Let's find out. There's a dark vibe to this nose. I get some black cherries, some toasted dark oak, a hint of chocolate, even a small bit of some of that rice spice. There is a little bit of sweetness with some brown sugars and vanillas, but there's an overarching grainy cereal note that comes through to me as well. That dark theme carries right over from the nose to the palate. More of those black cherries, a hint of chocolate, and a lot of dark oak, along with a hint of some gingerbread cookie and some tobacco. And the finish is where you get a little bit more of that spiciness, with more of those baking spices like cinnamon, almost like a cinnamon potpourri, as well as allspice. It does remind me a bit of Christmas. Hint of tobacco comes through at the end as well. This one scores a 7.7 out of 10 on my Lightning Counter rating score, which puts that right towards the top of the very good category. This is definitely a unique and different whiskey that goes against the grain of that classic bourbon. So if you like something that's unique and has that craft taste to it, this is certainly going to be right up your alley. Now I want to know, what random state should I do my next bourbon review from? Drop that in the comment section below, and don't forget, it's always whiskey weather.